Tonight, we'll report on changes with the Moses Lake Ambulance Service and why Moses Lake lost more money in property tax revenue. What's happening in sports, Bob?
The Cougars and Huskies receive big commitments to their football and basketball programs, and we preview the upcoming season for the Ephrata Tigers football team. Here's a quick peek at our Weather Center forecast.
Red flag warning remains in effect until 8 p.m. tonight, and a strong cold front will approach the coastal area entering our way. I'll have more details for you in just a bit.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Moses Lake stopped transporting non-emergency patients from Samaritan Healthcare. Interim City Manager Gilbert Alvarado reported the change during Tuesday's City Council meeting. The city and American Medical Response formed a draft contract for the private ambulance service to begin taking patients from the hospital. When the city and company come to a final agreement, Alvarado said he planned to present a final contract to the council members. Acting Fire Chief Brett Bastian said the change is helping the fire department serve city residents better. The fire department suspended the out-of-town non-emergency transports on August 19th. Moses Lake police and firefighters faced off in a charity softball game Wednesday night to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club of the Columbia Basin. Reporter Joe Utter was there and has the story.
Moses Lake firefighters came away with bragging rights and the trophy at the first annual Battle of the Badge softball game against Moses Lake Police. The friendly rivalry between the two departments brought out the players' competitive side, but the game was about having fun and supporting a good cause.
We could have, of course, done better, but we had fun, and that's what matters, and it's for a good cause. So there was people falling down at times, so we gave the community some good laughs, and yet we still had fun doing it. It was a blast.
All proceeds raised from the event go to the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Columbia Basin. Organizers are hoping to make the event an annual tradition, especially after the support from the community in its first year.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. A lot of the community showed up, which just shows a lot of support for fire and police, which is a good thing to see. So yeah, I was happy with it.
Kids were entertained with activities between innings, a bouncy house, and fire and police vehicles on display outside the field. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
A Soap Lake business owner is fed up with her store getting burglarized. Rhonda Lynch, owner of Buck and Up Dollar Store, said a man wearing a mask was able to get into the business on Main Street through a side window on July 30th. The suspect reportedly stole jewelry and shampoo and was in the store for at least 40 minutes. Surveillance video shows him taking merchandise from the back of the shelves to make it appear like nothing was missing. It's not the first time someone has broken into the store, and Lynch said she may be forced to close her store if it continues. Lynch asked anyone with information to call law enforcement at 509-762-1160. The Grant PUD is selling $230 million worth of bonds to pay for renovations at Priest Rapids Dam and to lower interest rates on debts. During their meeting on Tuesday, the PUD commissioners unanimously approved issuing the bonds. The money is to be split with about $90 million allocated for renovations of the turbines and generators at Priest Rapids Dam. The remaining $140 million are being used to refinance existing bonds from earlier PUD projects at a lower interest rate than when they were issued. The sale of the bonds does not impact electricity rates for PUD customers. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Hi everyone, I'm Chaselyn Rodriguez bringing you your local weather. This weather segment is brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. We will get a gradual decrease in temperatures by this weekend. Temperatures will be below the normal for this time of year. In the meantime, for tonight, there is a red flag warning until 8 p.m. tonight. This is primarily due to the gusty winds may increase the threat of wildfires around the area. Cooler temperatures for the weekend, around 10 degrees below the normal. Let's take a look at the almanac within the past 24 hours. We started off the day with temperatures above the normal in the lower 60s. The average low should be in the mid 50s for this time of year, and the maximum temperatures in the lower 90s, around 10 degrees above the normal. Not as warm as that record high of 101 degrees in 1972. And for Moses Lake, we started off the morning in the lower 60s, above the normal for this time of year, and those maximum temperatures as well as above the normal for this time of year, very close to that record high of 96 degrees in 2011, sun setting at 7:47 p.m. And right now outside your door, temperatures in the lower 90s, pretty hot out there. Dew point around the lower 40s and low humidity, and those winds pushing through from the southwest up to 15 miles per hour, and they could gust over 20 miles per hour, and that is why we still have that red flag warning around the area. Precipitation coming through from the Pacific. A cold front pushing through, bring the threat of showers and thunderstorms. Heavy rainfall may be possible, especially towards the coastal area and towards the Cascades within the next few days towards our area, possibly Friday overnight into Saturday. We may expect that threat of showers around the area, and that will be exiting towards the inland northwest, bringing that threat of showers for the weekend. In the meantime, towards the coastal area, lots of cloud cover temperatures in the mid 60s, in the upper 60s towards Olympia and towards the Yakima Valley. Maximum temperatures in the mid 80s with lots of cloud cover pushing through the area. Inland northwest, those maximum temperatures in the mid 80s. Now taking a closer look at our Columbia Basin, those maximum temperatures towards our area from the lower 80s to mid 80s. Ephrata in the mid 80s with lots of cloud cover, and towards Royal City in the mid 80s as well. Lower 80s towards Moses Lake as well as towards Bridgeport. Let's take a closer look at the extended forecast for the week. Gradual decrease in temperatures for this weekend. Temperatures around 10 degrees below the normal for this time of year in the lower 70s. In the meantime, for Friday, mostly cloudy skies are expected with areas of smoke and those temperatures in the mid 80s. Decrease in temperatures for the weekend, and then a gradual increase in temperatures by the beginning of the work week. Temperatures in the mid 70s for Monday, upper 70s for Tuesday, and then possibly another decrease by the second half of the work week with mostly sunny skies. We'll be right back with sports.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PUD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
The start of the 2015 high school football season is just around the corner. The Ephrata Tigers were our first stop on the preview circuit. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
Ephrata football is stepping on the field this year with a new-look team. The Tigers lost 25 seniors from last year's playoff season, including 4 starting offensive linemen and quarterback. Head coach Jay Mills says the QB competition is up for grabs, with 4 kids battling for the starting job.
We won't know till next week who our starting quarterback will be, and we might split time there as things go on. But the offense is coming along. I feel good. I think we could play a game. Right now, we've got some things to polish up, but the kids are learning and working hard.
After getting a taste of the playoffs last season, the Tigers are hungry to make it back. Coach Mills thinks his team is ready for the challenge.
Absolutely. That's something we work towards every year. You know, we've been in the hunt the last 3 years, and last year we got in and got our chance to play in them. So, you know, we want to continue that and hopefully build off of it.
Ephrata opens up the 2015 season at home against Royal City. Last year when the two teams played, the Knights outlasted the Tigers 28-27 in a thriller. Ephrata senior Tyler Lutz knows Royal City well and can't wait to face them back on the field.
I've played them since I was in Greek kids. I mean, they're all my age. We played them last year, real close, and I just want revenge right now. I'm hunting for revenge.
For iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
The Cougars picked up a couple of big recruits out of California. West Covina High School cornerback Isaiah Love committed to WSU over an offer from Colorado. Love is rated a 3-star recruit by Rivals.com. Crenshaw High linebacker Derek Moore, another Rivals 3-star prospect, has also committed to Wazoo. With Moore and Love in the fold, the Cougars now have 13 commits for the class of 2016. The Husky basketball program received another verbal commitment when one of the state's top junior prospects chose Washington over Gonzaga and WSU. DeJohn Davis, a 6'4", 175-pound guard from Lakeside High in Seattle, reportedly turned down scholarship offers from the Zags and Cougars to play for coach Lorenzo Romar. ESPN.com has Davis ranked as the 48th best player in the nation. Rival.com has Davis ranked at number 40. Both consider him a 4-star player. Felix Hernandez gave up a solo shot on the first pitch of the ball game, but settled in to lead the M's to an 8-2 win over the A's. King Felix gave up a leadoff homer to Billy Burns and a 7th-inning shot to Brett Lowry. They were 2 of the 3 hits he surrendered to Oakland, along with 7 punch-outs over 8 innings of work. Nelson Cruz clubbed his Major League leading 39th home run, and the Mariners wrapped up their home stand with a win at Safeco Field. Hernandez, now at 15 wins and 8 losses on the season, had an 8.48 ERA over his previous 5 starts, but he dominated the A's to move into a tie with the Astros' Dallas Keuchel for the most wins in the American League. The M's are in Chicago for a 4-game series with the Pale Sox. Roenis Elias gets his first start after spending 2 months at AAA Tacoma. We'll be right back after this short break.
For 12 years, Ephrata hosted the best free music festival in Washington. This year was no exception with performers like Austin Jenks. And you're going to meet him and other headliners like Greg Raleigh, founding member of Santana and Journey. Welcome to iFIBER 1's Inside Look at Basin Summer Sounds.
She says she talks to angels. They call her out by her name.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a fundraiser hosted by the Soap Lake Senior Center that's become a monthly tradition to help keep the facility running. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Soap Lake Community and Senior Center was hopping with hungry people on Wednesday. Perhaps the reason was donated fresh-baked salmon. The salmon dinner fundraiser drew 36 seniors and others who support keeping the center open. The building at 121 2nd Avenue Southeast, just down the street from Soap Lake City Hall, was constructed in the 1960s. Residents who showed up got the full salmon meal and dessert at the 5,000-square-foot center with a dining hall, recreation area, and meeting room. Cost was a $5 donation. Lunches are typically served at noon in the center for $4. Sunday dinners are served for $5. Spokesman Dave Hoffman said the turnout was good for a town with a population of about 1,500. Plus, Hoffman said the price was right. The price is the same as it's been for 10 years.
Every month, the Senior Center in Soap Lake offers a fundraiser dinner where the people that attend bring a side dish, and then we provide the main dish, which this month was salmon, and the salmon was donated by Marina Romery from Don's restaurant in Soap Lake, and so it's basically a fundraiser. We normally do the fundraisers in Wednesday evenings, the last Wednesday of the month. But this month we decided to try, because of the salmon, to see if we couldn't see how a lunch fundraiser went.
Hoffman explained where money from the fundraiser goes.
Paying for the preparing of the meals and buying the food and purchasing the food. It's we have nothing left over. We're actually short funds right now.
He said donations and volunteers help keep the building open. The city of Soap Lake contributes by maintaining the property. Charlie Montague, who has been cooking for seniors and others at the center for 3 years, was happy with the turnout. Montague and Hoffman joked about the food served.
And so far we've had no complaints and nobody died.
Only natural causes.
The center last year was burglarized. $2,000 and a 600-pound safe were stolen. That led Hoffman to recently install a motion and light-sensitive security system that is remotely controlled. Hoffman talked about future fundraisers at the center.
Our fundraiser on the 17th of September is Constitution Day, and it's back to school, and it's a family theme with hamburgers and hot dogs. And then the end of the month, we'll have a regular evening on Wednesday fundraiser. And we're going to do fundraisers twice a month between now and Christmas, offer meals, really good meals.
Contact the center about other regular events at 509-246-1913. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. Moses Lake lost nearly twice as much property tax revenue than first thought. Initially, the Grant County Assessor's Office told the city they would not receive about $180,000 in property tax for new construction in 2014. A new estimate shows the amount is more than $330,000. Interim City Manager Gilbert Alvarado provided new figures to the City Council Tuesday night. The Grant County Assessor's Office failed to include $105 million in assessed value as new construction when it was determining how much the city would receive in property tax. County Assessor Melissa McKnight previously said she doesn't know why the new construction wasn't included because she didn't take office until January. She is working with the city to make sure new construction is added as building permits are approved. 5 people were injured in a crash Wednesday morning on State Route 283, about 3 miles north of George. Christopher Fargo, a 35-year-old Moses Lake man, was driving a 2006 Chevrolet Suburban north on SR 283 when he reportedly fell asleep at the wheel and drove off the road to the right. According to the Washington State Patrol, the SUV struck a dirt embankment, went airborne, hitting the ground with the front end and coming to rest on its wheels. Fargo and his 4 passengers, 21-year-old Ephrata man Jacob Roll, 34-year-old Moses Lake woman Shauna Hernandez, 38-year-old Ephrata resident Jill Malone, and a 9-year-old Ephrata boy were all injured and taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center. The State Patrol issued Fargo a ticket for negligent driving. Children are going to get a less expensive rate to skate at Moses Lake Ice Rink. The City Council approved in a 4-to-3 vote, lowering the fee by $1 from $3 to $2 for children between 5 and 17 years old. The decision came after the council approved a $3 fee for everyone using the ice rink. Park and Recreation Director Spencer Grigg said members of his department and the Parks and Recreation Commission are concerned the city is raising the price too high. Council member Bill Ekrit raised concerns about changing the fees when city officials aren't sure how much money the rink is going to cost. Moses Lake Mayor Dick Dean said the recommendation is similar to what the city did with the swimming pool. In Northwest news, the largest group of wildfires in the state's history continues to burn out of control, and there's a fear it could get worse. The Okanagan complex of 5 wildfires has hundreds of firefighters on the front lines with thousands of residents forced out of their homes. With the winds picking up, firefighters brace for the possibility of 2 of the biggest fires could merge. Already, the fire complex has charred more than 250,000 acres and at least 400 square miles. The fire are only about 10% contained. A fire crew spokesman said the fires could burn for several more months. Dramatic video released this week by police shows a car chase where the suspect was driving in circles on a busy highway and ended up trying to climb up a semi-truck to escape. For CNN, Todd Tanner has the story.
This dashcam video shows another trooper catching up to the car, which goes in circles on the interstate before trying to speed away in traffic. The trooper catches up to the vehicle and hits it in an attempt to disable the car. The driver of the damaged car then speeds away, dragging a bumper and zigzagging across multiple lanes of traffic before the trooper hits the car for a second time, performing a pit maneuver, successfully putting the car out of commission as it rolls to a stop upside down. But the chase still wasn't over. A trooper describes what happened next, and a cell phone video sent to us by a Fox 13 viewer helps show what happened.
After her vehicle rolled, she exited the vehicle and she attempted to carjack a couple other vehicles, where then the trooper encountered her trying to climb up to a semi to escape apprehension. At that time, the trooper wrestled with her on the ground as well as another trooper, and eventually it took 5 troopers to bring her to some type of peace where she was laying on the ground.
The driver of the car was transported to a local hospital to be treated for injuries related to the crash. Troopers say it took 8 members of the hospital staff to restrain her there.
That's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.